know. Does it look California? Is it green?
Yep.
Watch this.
I don't know why that.
What's going on, guys? Heading north. Heading north.
There's the other one. That one's got, what bus is going in there? 122 is going into the NGO right there. The old 4 Points building here.
What's up? What's up? I just got my last good meal.
Are you on death row or something?
Yep.
No, I'm telling you, we can find a little place. If you've never had a fish taco, we got to get you a fish taco tonight.
Okay, my second to my last meal.
Yeah. Little plane with a sign behind it. Watch, it's going to say Oreo Rocks. It's going to say Oreo like a boss.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a drive here to head to our thingy. Take you guys along for the ride. Beautiful LA traffic. Done having an in and out.
In and out. He had the 3x3.
Yep, I'll never look at hamburgers the same. I'm gonna go to Culver's in town and be like, yeah, man.
Yeah, I've had Culver's plenty of times when we were traveling. Nothing like In and Out.
Read it.
Should be able to.
Let me see. First Amendment media is awesome. That's what it says.
It's not awesome, it says gay. It says gay, Matt. They figured you out, brother.
You guys got to check out that last stream where we were at and get to see. I don't know. It might help him if he lowered his lane.
Well, no, if there wasn't so many small writings on there, it might be Palestinian stuff.
You guys have a chance, go take a look at the last stream. Get to see the NGOs at work. Girls in here. Yep, we just had In and Out one more time. Now he's telling me I'm going to eat a fish taco. I still do have some of the stickers left. Either girl can put the links up and explain to it how that works.
Dr. Nevada, how are you?
Oh, Brian, come on now. You gotta like In-N-Out. It was good.
Maybe Brian's day. Yeah, In-N-Out is by far the best fast food hamburger.
Yeah. Whataburger.
Oh, nasty. Cardboard burger? You have to get a 64-ounce drink just to choke it down.
I haven't had it. The last time I had Whataburger was when I lived in Texas.
Then everybody will tell you, oh, how'd you order it? You ordered it wrong. Well, I ordered a damn cheeseburger. That's what I wanted, and I wanted it to taste good. No, you got to do this, or you got to do... No. I'm sorry.
Man, look at them houses up there on the hill. That's perfect view of the freeway.
Well, Matt did get caught slipping. He was talking about habaneros and all this stuff.
I didn't get caught slipping.
No, and all
Oh,
this.
God.
So I get him some chili peppers. Everybody's been to In-N-Out, know the little yellow peppers. And he goes, oh, that's just pepperoni. And he takes the bite, and he had to go up to the soda machine twice.
Oh, I did not. You are so full of. You are so full.
I've seen it on video. Like,
no way.
Like the caught on camera stuff where people put their head under the fountain dispenser, and that was all Matt right now.
Oh, shoot. You didn't even eat one.
I did. I ate two. I think my mom.
Guys, Josh wants to stick around out there a couple days. He's got 1 day paid for his hotel. Let's try to get him another night out there on the border where we were at. It's starting to pick back up. Excuse me. It's starting to pick back up again. He's going to be putting in some extra time. Said your kick went. So if you guys can help him out, go to his pages and help him out. Gator Girl, I'll check when I get off the live, because I don't know. Let me look at my watch. I might have it on my watch. It's not that.
There we go. I restarted the kick. Restarted the kick right now. 3, 2, 1, and we live.
No, it's not that. Yeah, I'll have to wait until I get off the phone. Sorry. I will let you know, Wyoming girl. It came from me. Yep, I see what you were doing. Thank you so much for doing that for Gator Girl. So yeah, if you guys want to help out Josh to stay another night out there, go to, what is it?
giftsandgo.com/Oreo2024 or Venmo at Oreo Josh on Venmo, at Oreo Josh, one word on Venmo, and Cash App $ Oreo Army.
That's right, guys. Be there or be square. after I get home, trying to make clips and getting them posted and all that stuff, going back through all the videos that we've taken. Since now I'm on X, I'm going to have to do all that and get that stuff done.
Chad the Rockstar's in here. Jess Rupel. Dr. Nevada. I wonder if Kick's having an issue with yeah, so it's the good thing about Tacoma, there's no distractions. Like when you're working in some towns, you're like there's things to do. Tacoma, there's nothing to do but be on the border and driving around looking for more border stuff.
Wyoming, you do spread a lot of happiness. Especially when you pick on RW.
You know, maybe I'll do a special string where we, for Wyoming Girl, where I put the black lab on this string for a little while. Why's it got to be black?
I don't know. Maybe it wants its reparations.
Right now, but it's going to be heating up. Well, maybe not too much. We're going to be taking that coastal route.
Are we in the grapevine yet?
We won't hit the grapevine.
Won't hit it. But I know that you can hear it through the grapevine. Place.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a cool little spot here. When we we're heading over to Seal Beach on our way to LA.
Not Pismo?
Not Pismo right now.
Okay.
Where is your girl, anyways?
I don't know.
Scared of Chad today.
I wasn't scared. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun. He come up, you know, it was great. You know, when he said that stuff, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. And then he was like, nah, man. And, it was pretty cool. It's nice to meet folks like that. That's the best part about this job sometimes, is when you get to meet people like that.
Oh, yeah. No, I've made so many great Patriot friends. I mean, I can travel around the country and go into towns that I've never been to before, and people have my back. They're worried about, well, you got a place to stay. Come over and have a meal.
That's what being a patriot is all about.
Yeah. Trump. There it is.
That sound.
Oh. Holy shit, it looked like the side of his neck.
Let's see that again.
Look it, he goes like
Yeah.
this. Hold on, guys. He's fucking really quick, so I can get all the info on you.
Trump's been shot. Trump has been shot at his rally. Guys, this is bad. RW, Trump was shot. He reached for his neck. He's pumping his fist like he's okay. Everybody, we need to pray for Trump. Josh jumped out of the car here. We pulled over off the side of the road, so he's okay, I think. Hopefully it's just a graze. Hopefully it's just a graze, guys. We've all heard people talk about this. We've all known that this has been a possibility.
Let's see what information we get. Let's pull this back up.
Somebody said that he was pumping his fist in the air. You got sound?
Want to really see something that's said? Take a look what happened.
You hear all them shots?
Gosh dang it, quit changing that.
Yeah, we know, guys. We're pulled over. We're checking it out. We're bringing it up on the...
Let's see if there's any other feeds. Oh. He's bleeding!
Yeah, he was bleeding from his ear.
Whoa!
What? 8 shots fired, somebody said. He's up. He was standing up, guys. Secret Service had him completely surrounded. He was pumping his fist in the air, screaming out there. Wow.
And then the worst worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple months old. If you want to really see something they're saying, take a look at what happened.
What I say, they would try to kill this man.
They've been talking about it for months. Guys, we've been saying this for a long time. Actually, you and I did a stream about this a long time ago.
My neighbor.
Everybody's gonna be.
Okay. I'm gonna pull off for a minute. I want to pull off for a minute. This is crazy. Wow, I knew this day would come. I knew this day. I go back to my Twitter. They're gonna try to kill him. They're gonna try to assassinate him. I knew.
They've been talking about it.
Shut up, you stupid thing. Bust that speaker out.
I mean, guys, this is when you hear the left and the things that they say, the Maxine Waters,
the lies that they do, they're all got blood on their hands, and Trump had blood on his ears.
Chuck Schumer, all of them people.
Park Ranger. Okay, I'm gonna end this and go live on all the platforms. Funny we would end up Oh my God, dude! Do you realize an assassination attempt on Trump?
Yeah. You're right, Kathy. Steve Bannon's talked about it. Tucker Carlson has said stuff about it.
We can.
No, we pulled over because of the Trump assassination attempt. We're trying to look at stuff. We're trying to get some information. You guys, you know what this means with the election now.
know, at first when I heard it, I was like, they say this stuff all the time, but you notice I thought about it. I said they want to kill him. We're pulling over.
Yeah.
Okay. I know what's going on. I should do this. All right, welcome back, guys. Welcome back. We are on the road, but we got the information that you guys did as well. Let me make sure we're going to pull up whatever we can really quick.
This is usually the
It's going to load up first. So reports are going out right now that Trump has been shot. Whatever happened to him, he had blood. Coming from his ear. A minute and 15 seconds. It should be loaded. Come on. Give me 1 second, guys. Did I do it right? No, I know what I did. Okay, get out of there. Always, right? Always when you're trying to get something done.
Yep.
There we go.
All right, we're back.
We're back. Let me figure out what we can find on X. There's going to be numerous.
Yes, Ginger, we actually just pulled over off the highway because we wanted to get as much information out there. We're going to work on getting you guys all this information. Josh is on his phone right now as we speak. This has all been talked about before. Many people have talked about it. Josh has talked about it. Josh and I both have talked about it. You have Tucker Carlson talked about it. Even Dan Bongino talked about it. So it all goes back. Please remember what people like Maxine Waters, Chuck Schumer, what we're saying about MAGA Republicans. You get in their face. You disrupt them at their dinners.
Pray for Trump is pin. If you guys can see that. I'll show you the one where he gets up. After that happens, he gets up. And look at it. He's shaking his fist to the American people with blood down the right side of his... Turn it around. That's it. This thing is driving me up a wall today. You hear him say, wait, wait? Fight, fight, fight with his fist.
Yes. Here, we'll show it to you guys here in just a second here.
How do you get... Fight, fight, fight. Secret Service in the house. And you hear him say, wait, wait, wait. He wasn't letting Secret Service. I will.
Yeah, he wasn't.
That Secret Service is taken. Let me find some other ones. Look at that.
Yep.
So that's blood coming down his face right there. And I know it's hard to see right now. I wish today I was in the studio of all days.
Yeah. You can see the blood coming down his ear. They're showing it on.
Sorry, just put. Let's see what else we have here. Gotta be some major braking. Trump was shot on live TV. That's from End Wokeness. Please stop what you're doing and pray.
They see something that said, take a look at what happened.
He grabs the side of his face, and Secret Service runs in there.
There was more than 8 shots.
They see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Holy cow, guys. Oh, I can't watch Facebook people. We've always said this day would come. He seemed okay, though.
Yeah, he
What,
did.
he just shot him in his ear, you think?
I wonder if it just grazed the side of his ear.
Okay, we have this. Let's pull this up in the background. Real America's Voice. Look at, they have military out there with guns.
There were no toe headshots, and so this is a situation where you have a massive lapse security. This is something obviously that hasn't happened in decades in the United States.
Oh my God. Why does they make this so damn hard?
Right?
To take place when you're dealing with a Secret Service detailee in a threat posture such as this, in an election such as this, and by the way, while we are just one day away from the invocation of the Republican National Convention, which of course, I'm sure based on his medical status, we'll find whether or not that's able to go on as scheduled. But first and foremost, obviously, thoughts and prayers with the president and his family. But more importantly, we need to get to the bottom of what happened in the security lapse here today in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Jack Posobiec joining us here on live in Butler, Pennsylvania, to talk about the events that unfolded about 25 minutes ago. Multiple appears to be shots fired. It also appears that the president is okay as far as with the ability to raise his hand and his fist, and got an immediate response from the crowd. But the scene here is still in major disbelief.
I just want to, I want the news to pop up that 30 Trump people beat to death, and the person with the gun who was found in 80 pieces.
Right.
An area, but typically from what I've seen, they have we've seen a good perimeter set up around some of these rallies that are in this open field. So this does really surprise me if, in fact, a shooter came in from outside the perimeter, that it was able to connect. We also have Grant Stinchfield, who is going to join us here real quickly to give us his thoughts on what just unfolded here in Butler. Grant, would you ever imagine?
They have a live camera there showing people, and they go to themselves to talk about it.
Right.
Bad job.
Stay on the scene. This is what
there. Look at that. He's got blood around his face because he goes like this. It's like, and oh man,
he's yelling, "Fight!
Fight!"
Fight!
I gotta figure out a way to stop that from while we do the settings. That's stupid that it automatically starts going to the next video. See if we got it. Oh, look at that one. That's Trump with blood on his face right there. Oh my God, the sun.
There you go.
Holding up his fist.
See that, guys? That's a president. I don't know if they've got the shooter. We haven't had any, updates on that.
I'm going to be looking right now. It's guys, it's one thing at a time.
Yeah, this is a very ongoing situation right now. There was a lot of shots fired. There was a lot of shots fired.
You want to see a civil war pretty quick? Man, something happened to that man. I'd say a lot of patriots are cowards, and you guys know I say that all the time because we're out here, we see that nobody shows up to these places. Watch what happened. Now watch when all these people... Come on, there's got to be more. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Somebody put that up there. This one said Trump got shot straight in the head and got straight up.
He didn't fall up the stairs. But guys, think about this. Just wait until today's Saturday, Sunday. Just listen to how the left will spin this, how these shows like The View, the things that they're going to say, and the vile things. Just wait. Just wait. We're finding out the true colors of the leftists.
For updates.
Thank you, Wyoming Girl, for putting that up. You can keep putting up clips if you'd like. Please do. With the links.
Marjorie Taylor Greene says someone just tried to assassinate President Trump. The Democrats and the media are to blame for every drop of blood spilled today. 100%.
Yep.
And if they want war, let's go.
Yep.
For years and years, they've demonized him and his supporters. Today, someone finally tried to take out the leader of America first. There it is again with the blood on his face.
Let me see that picture, guys. Yep.
This is probably this image This image will go down in history as one of the greatest images ever. The American flag in the background, Secret Service surrounding President Trump with blood on his face and his fist in the air.
How many hours before you see that on a shirt?
Well, I wish I was at home right now. You'd see it on his shirt right now.
No kidding.
Holy cow.
Guys, we need to pray for anybody else that might have been shot, because there was a lot more than one shot, or you could hear the bullets.
Where's the updates though? Like, you know, that many bullets is one of the. Did someone else get shot?
That's
too?
what I mean. Behind him, if they were aiming for him, people that are sitting behind him could have been hit.
Motion detected in the front yard.
So guys, please pray for the patriots that are there watching Donald Trump and their families and their kids.
When I seen that first video and I seen him go like this and fall to the ground.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, man.
Motion detected in the front yard.
Let me fix this. I don't know why this always happens when it's important.
I just go back to what Maxine Waters said. You get in their face.
All of them. Look at Chuck Schumer,
Yeah,
what he
Chuck
says
Schumer.
about going after Supreme Court justices.
You
and
brought
then
the whirlwind.
Two days later, you have Antifa and the far left protesting at his house. A guy flies from California to D.C. to assassinate Kavanaugh, brings a gun with him. Let's see if there's any updates. Let me put it back on this. Even though they have live cameras there and they want the camera on.
Stenchfield, obviously, with Stenchfield
We're gonna
tonight.
get on the road. We're gonna
Tuning
keep
in.
this in
Brian
the
Glenn,
background.
I'm sure, has been possibly asked to leave. I think right now we're going to try to get back in touch with them. But again, if you're just tuning in, I want to play that video, and then I want both of you gentlemen to kind of chime in there. But if you're just tuning in, oh, okay, they're going to get that video. Again, we know that what appeared to be shots were fired as President Trump took to the stage just a few minutes into his speech. This was in
absolutely
Butler,
crazy.
Pennsylvania.
We'll turn you guys around.
And as he was doing that, he appeared to be struck in the neck. You can't really see, but this was on the right side of his face. There you saw it.
And he didn't want to get off stage. He said, wait, those are my people.
Yeah.
Down, they're looking left, they're looking right. The Secret Service were on top. Again, we don't know, but Jack, if you're just tuning in, I want to get your thoughts on what Grant had to say. We don't have the sound, but Grant's not even 100% sure that it was gunfire.
What?
What are your thoughts on that? Again, I can't hear it, but what are your thoughts?
I hope not, Wyoming girl.
Do we have Jack Posobiec?
She said she didn't see anybody go down behind him.
Okay, we're going to try to get back in touch with Jack Posobiec here coming up, but we now have John Solomon, host of Just the News, No Noise, joining us on the phone. We were just playing the video. We didn't have sound of it.
Miranda, can I make a comment?
Yeah, please.
Miranda, I want to point this out to people. If you roll this back and you watch President Trump as he gets hit with something, we don't know whether it's gunfire or not, and maybe you can roll it over the screen as we talk here. I want you to watch the people's reaction behind him. It appears the shots come from the left of your screen, President Trump's right. There's not a lot of people except maybe one gentleman looking to the left as you're looking on the screen. If there were gunfire coming from that direction, you would think you'd have everybody focused there. You have people looking all over the place as if they're confused. Something is not adding up here. That's all I want to say. And I want to be very careful about saying this was gunshots before we know for sure whether or not it was gunshots. Clearly, President Trump is injured. Clearly, something happened here. Clearly, our prayers are with him. But again, it's interesting to watch their reaction to all of this as well, that they're not running. Typically, what we would see in a shooting event like this, you would have people fleeing and freaking out. Not a great move to freak out, by the way, but it's just a lot of it is not adding up to me at all. Miranda,
Yeah,
I know you
it is
said
a
that
little
John
confusing.
Solomon was with us.
No, and I do want to bring John Solomon on in the conversation as well. Again, host of Just the News, No Noise. But I just heard that we had Brian Glenn, and Brian Glenn was on the ground, so maybe he could describe. No, they're probably asking you to move, and they've been telling people to kind of move away. It looked like it was almost completely emptied out, which again, going to Grant's point, seems a little odd if you're concerned about security, that you'd want to make sure you talk to everybody, make sure they're not a threat, get witness accounts, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Can you describe what people there are telling you, and again, the sound, what you heard when that moment happened?
It's irresponsible to just say that was multiple shots fired. It appeared to sound like shots. Now, how many shots were from perhaps a sniper rifle that apparently, from what we understand, I cannot get this confirmed, but I've heard that a sniper from the team inside this perimeter shot someone on the outside of the perimeter that might have been a threat to the president. So did we hear that shot? Did we hear shots on the ground? I don't know. But it was such a chaotic moment.
So they're saying one of our military, our Secret Service snipers shot.
Was literally walked on the riser and was cutting people's feet, saying, "We're done. We're done. We don't have time for one more hit. We're done." And they have kicked.
I wonder where
everybody
these
out.
two buses of illegal aliens were going. Where are these two U.S. government buses of illegal aliens going? Probably to L.A.
We were at the time of this.
I actually videoed.
Okay, so in your opinion, what was the scene like around you?
So, Brian, we can't hear, but we're going to need you to
hang on, I'm
relay
going to
it.
pause you. Yeah, okay, so basically, they thought it was firecrackers as well, and so they basically at that point. Guys, this is something that an assassination attempt on the president has not. This is exactly what it was, and or appears to have been. The good news is that we did see President Trump raise his fist and said fight, which we have heard that too. So that is nice that he is okay. But this changes.
But have we confirmed that? Yeah, a couple things though. Has anyone there confirm with you whether or not, I mean, this seems like someone should be able to confirm whether or not shots were fired, if someone's in custody, and how the president's doing. Can anybody there with the Trump campaign confirm any of that?
Well, no. I have sent messages, but I have not gotten anything back from that at all. So, yeah, go ahead, Grant.
This would somewhat explain what Brian is talking about, that if someone was outside the perimeter of this, trying to take a shot, presumably a sniper who was possibly taken out by another sniper, if Brian, what the information you're getting is correct, this would explain why people inside wouldn't know where the shots were coming from. Miranda, remember I mentioned it was very odd to where the explosion was coming from other than hearing these shots fired. That would make sense. It would be interesting also to see outside the perimeter what event is taking place with police and the intensity of those police and where are they swarming to, because that'll help answer some questions. But it's very tough. Brian, are you locked down? Are you out of the perimeter? Did they lock down the perimeter? What has happened now?
Yes.
Before
okay.
you answer that, Brian, real quickly, I just received word. I just want to say this for our audience that are desperately wanting to know, like we are. It has been confirmed that President Trump is okay. What that means, we don't know, but I just wanted to let that know.
Everyone's on their way out, which is a good thing. I guess this is protocol. We've seen some helicopter action here in the last 20 minutes as well. To go back to explaining the amount of shots, potential shots, if in fact, and we've said this before, I've done a lot of open field rallies. I've done more. I've done rallies that had a little bit more exposed, to be honest with you. This was, I think, a little bit on the safer side. So I can't say that this one was extra, added any type of extra problems to it. But it does make sense, guys. We did get a confirmation that there was possibly one fatality, and I would imagine it could be in the area where this shots came from the outside. So maybe in the process of those shots going towards the president, one or many of those shots fired might have hit somebody there in the stands. That would completely explain geographically where these people were laying on the bleachers, just to the right of the podium. If you're the president, to the right, we saw several people on the ground there that needed assistance to get out of there, which would explain that's the direction that shots would have come from. So there's so many unanswered questions right now. But the best news that you just released is that the president is okay. I don't have any confirmation that he's going to a local hospital. I don't have any confirmation on that.
Yeah.
I don't have a confirmation on the people that might have been injured by as much as we can.
We're going to let you do that. I know you're still trying to get more questions on the ground. I know, and you need to take a deep breath.
Well, let me say something real quickly.
In this heinous act, he is fine
I've seen
and
a lot
being
of
checked out of
emotional
medical facility.
walking out, people crying, people that this is what we feared the most. And I think you guys talked about it, is a threat to his life.
Yeah. Yes, we have for a long time. So,
Brian right there.
but we're going to let you take a break right now. Yeah.
I think Brian cut out for one moment, but I'm going to tell you what I saw from President Trump when he got up, clearly concerned about what just happened to him.
That bus is full.
With the look on his face,
Yep.
I saw nearly the same look when he came out of one of the courtrooms for the first time, and he had this look of resolve and that he meant business. He had that look in his eye that I have seen from President Trump on a few occasions, and he had blood on his face. This looked like a fighter, that nothing is going to stop this man. And if you think this was going to stop him and he comes out of this okay, which I think we're pretty much expecting him to come out of this okay, everything I'm hearing seems to be like President Trump will be okay.
Anticipate to be streaming or going live right now, but oh my goodness, we have never lived through a moment like this. The last attempted presidential assassination was Ronald Reagan, and here we are. Let's go through the facts. President Donald Trump had a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. It seemed as if it was going to be just another rally, as if we've always seen, tens of thousands of people. Donald Trump was going through charts and graphs and saying this chart right here, and he had his ear just a certain way, and then you could hear the gunshots, 1, 2, 3, 4. Based on all public reports, Donald Trump was grazed by a bullet, as a bullet hit his ear and scathed the side of his face. He was defiant. We're getting all these tapes here. Ryan is loading up. By the way, the team has just run in here.
Fighter! Yeah.
This is something that we have been fearing.
Wow. We want to also bring in one of our other colleagues, and that is Charlie
There's
Kirk.
that picture.
Trump being grazed by a bullet. They tried to kill him, Donald Trump. And for some people on the left right now, they are going to be sad that it wasn't successful.
Yep.
They have been calling for this for quite some time. This is a live and developing situation. We're going to get Blake in the chair here. This happened at Butler, Pennsylvania. Donald Trump is a bankrupt his business empire. This is all they had left. and it was millimeters away from killing him. Blake, what are you reading and seeing?
Literally millimeters. So there was this thing they would talk about, Charlie, called stochastic terrorism. They would say this against Trump. They would say he's egging on random acts of violence. And then what did we hear for the past really 9-10 years at this point? We've been hearing Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Donald Trump is Hitler. Donald Trump is a would-be dictator. Donald Trump is the worst human being to ever live and will destroy everything if he's allowed to become president. They know it's a lie because he's been president before and that didn't happen.
But any YouTube guidelines here, I would imagine there's an exception here for an attempted assassination of a former president. They tried to silence him, they tried to jail him, and now they've tried to kill him. Play cut 3.
And then the worst president in the history of our country took over. And look what happened to our country. Probably 20 million people. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
See, the quick ones are our snipers. I guarantee, guys, what we're going to see, the first 3 shots were the person trying to take out Trump. The following shots were our snipers taking out the person trying to assassinate our president. Wait and see.
This would have been JFK. Everybody, you're going to remember right where you were, what you were doing, where Donald Trump was millimeters away from being killed. Blake, it's hard to even put this into words. What is going on here, Blake?
It's one of those surreal moments where time slows down. I was out at an event here in Phoenix, and I first get it where someone just says, shots fired. I see it on my phone, shots fired at Trump rally, and I open up, this had to be seconds after it happened, and then someone...
This is going to cause, there's going to be an overwhelming effect of things going on, too. Right. Tonight, if you're out wearing a Trump hat and someone says something stupid to you, you're probably going to knock out their front teeth, because that stupid arrogance of yours and that want to have a president killed is going to create a lot of stuff.
Presence to literally nearly died
by a bullet.
He was hit, and he did that within a minute. I've never seen anything like it, and nothing like it in the world.
No, by the way, we now need to have first of all, keep the president in your prayers. The president immediately, defiantly goes out and shows that he is okay and that he is fine. Reports are showing that there are multiple...
John Solomon, thank you for your patience and for sticking around. Obviously, something that we anticipated could happen, but we certainly were praying wouldn't happen. This what appears to be an attempted assassination attempt on President Trump. We still don't know that for a fact. We've been talking about whether this was gunshots, not gunshots, fireworks. There's still so many questions. But someone that always gets to the answers is you. So what is your reaction to what has happened tonight, and what are some of the questions that you still have?
All right, so I talked to a friend very close to the president who got a very quick briefing from the scene. The president is going to be okay. It appears he was hit by a projectile. We don't know what that projectile is. Obviously, all things are on the table, including a possible assassination attempt. There is a police episode outside the area. They're trying to find out if that is related to what happened to President Trump, but the close friend said in the short time he had to talk to the inner circle of President Trump, they assured him he would be okay. We do not know yet what hit him. They said it was some form of a projectile. We're still trying to find that out. There's a lot of fog of war at the scene right now, and they're sorting things out, but...
Sorry, guys, I had to do something.
It's all going to come out. It's all going to come out what was done, who did it.
Oh, no, it won't. When the left does something, what do we ever find out? You will get bits and pieces, never the whole story. Never.
Let's see, is the Secret Service and the FBI going to be like, oh, we can't find him? Like the pipe bomb?
Yeah. That's what, it's pretty bad that's what we got to worry about. Yeah, this with the Oreo family on a really scary day.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna buy some Trump flags tonight at this store up here.
But this is classic behavior. When there's an episode and you don't know exactly what's happened, and you don't know if the threat has been neutralized, if there are other threats in the area, you try to get people out the evidence and find out what happened. We're at that point yet where we don't know everything. We know something.
My 23-year-old son just texted, I can't believe they shot at Trump.
And sort out what may have happened at this
You know the president.
I knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
Oh yeah, we talked about it on stream. I brought it up. How long before he gets an assassination
reaction? Because I could see Grant getting emotional there. I could see obviously Brian Glenn getting emotional. He's obviously there.
That's what the left does.
Pennsylvania, where
if they don't like you,
this took place at this rally. What was your reaction?
You're going to get Clinton.
Watching this unfold in front of you.
I think this is so important for people to harness what just happened and use this as a form of inspiration to do whatever you can do to make sure this man wins the presidency. If President Trump is willing to get on a stage and stand behind a podium and take a hit from a projectile, as John Solomon reported, bleed from his ear, stand up, hold his fist in the air, and give the sternest, most resolved look I may have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that face.
Clint Eastwood look I've ever seen in my life. And President Trump's not acting.
One person believed to be dead.
Everybody out there.
Former President OK County official says.
Yeah, that's
his ability to move forward.
I'm telling you, those 3 shots were them trying to get Trump.
The rest were the snipers.
The rest were the snipers for our Secret Service.
They try to kill President Trump because they can't stop him at the ballot box. They can't stop him in the courtroom. And they can't stop him any other way except for taking him out.
Yep.
I saw from President Trump the look in his eye of an old Texas saying, come and take it. That man is not going down. He's a beast, Miranda, an absolute beast. I'm so proud of him. I'm proud to be associated with him. I'm proud of every single person tuned in to this.
Wasn't that incredible to see today, though? Secret Service surrounding him. So if you're going to shoot, you're going to kill us first.
Yep. That's what they're to do.
They will stop at nothing to stop President Trump and all of you. And if there was ever a call to get behind President Trump now, that is the call right there on your screen.
Absolutely.
That is a man who will not be beat. That is a man who will not lay down. That is a man who will get hit in the face, bleed from his ear, and stand back up and pump his fist in the air. If you don't think this is important to take this country back, well, then you're not in the right fight. But I know that's not Real America's Voice viewers, Miranda and John, because you're watching this network. That right there, the picture on your screen, it looks like Iwo Jima, for crying out loud. I have goosebumps watching this because I know this man is going to win.
That's when it first happened.
I promise you, God is on his side. If God wasn't on his side, he could be dead right now. And I don't know how else to put it, but just like that. If God's not on his side, he'd be dead. I won't let him be stopped. I don't think anybody else out there watching is going to let him be stopped. I don't think you or John or anybody else that feels so strongly about this country are going to let him be stopped. This cannot be tolerated.
Yes. I know someone who feels just like you, and that is Andrew Giuliani. We'd like to bring him into the conversation and get his reaction to what has just been just a whirlwind of emotions. Again, we're happy and relieved to hear, as we heard from John Solomon, that President Trump is going to be okay. This is something that we anticipated could happen. Someone meant to cause him harm. Andrew, thanks for joining us here on Real America's Voice. What is your reaction to what transpired in Butler, Pennsylvania, with this projectile hitting President Trump? Okay, we appear to be having some problems with his signal, but John Solomon, I mean, you're so calm and poised, but you had to have been taken back watching that on your screen with the president falling to the ground? Do we have John Solomon? Okay, we did have John Solomon.
Miranda, if we don't have him, I can tell you what, Miranda, I can answer that question.
Sure.
Someone texted me and said, what's going on? I literally was sitting at the very desk where I'm sitting right now, getting ready to shoot a podcast, and I went to my boy's Twitter feed, and I see that the president has allegedly been shot. My stomach dropped. The president's being shot. John F. Kennedy was shot not far from where I'm sitting. It still resonates in this city, and that was, in the 1960s. I could not believe it that I was watching this unfold, that the president had been possibly shot. And I said, I knew this was going to happen. But then to see the video of him getting back up and put his fist in the air, somebody came over and he said, he's going to be okay. And I truly believe he is going to be okay, Miranda. I believe that.
Well, and you said that before we were able to even confirm that. Again, thanks to John Solomon, talking to the Trump campaign. And I mean, the best news we could hear out of this dire situation, we have reestablished our connection with Andrew Giuliani, joining us there with his Trump hat on. We've all been taken back by what happened tonight. And again, we still don't know exactly what happened. We just know President Trump, within just a few minutes of delivering his speech there in Butler, Pennsylvania, his last rally before he was officially going to be called the Republican presidential nominee, something hit President Trump towards the ear, towards his neck, on his right side, and he went to the ground. Secret Service came towards him. There was blood apparently, but we have heard reports that he is doing okay, thank God. But what was your reaction to all of this, Andrew?
Sorry, I've got my daughter here, spending a day with my family.
Just
actually not too far away from Butler, Pennsylvania, on the New York border here. Shock, President Trump.
For everybody, because I think it may help. So let's go ahead and play that.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
Was this a setup hoping that he would hit Trump and the sniper would get killed?
What's your takeaway from that?
I
can hear you.
Right.
Yeah. What's interesting to me, Miranda, is that the second time I hear it, I actually do believe it could be gunshots. The first time I heard it, it sounded like fireworks. But this is the problem of what police will go through. You hear something once, you hear it again. It most certainly could be gunshots. I just don't know. The rumors are swirling. I'm getting text messages from people very close to President Trump with all kinds of rumors I don't even want to report on, not about President Trump's health. Everybody appears to say that President Trump's going to be okay, but that others involved in possibly this attempt on President Trump's life, that there are at least 2 locations now where there were people potentially involved with this, what certainly could be an assassination attempt that we're watching on our screen. We just don't know. But as I hear it a second time, this is where I believe that most certainly could have been gunshots. Frightening to watch again, even though now I've seen it the second time. It's just horrible to watch. Yeah.
And again, I just want to do that so people can put everything in perspective, because I do think the sound is very key here. So I'm not going to talk over it on purpose, because I want to hear it myself and I don't want to interrupt on air.
See something that said, take a look at what happened.
That's sniper. There's one more at the end.
Okay. So I just wanted, and Rand said he was listening to it earlier and it sounded more like fireworks, but he says now it sounds more like guns now. So what is your...
Let me be clear, Miranda. This is very important that you're clear on this. When I first heard it over Twitter, it sounded to be the cadence of fireworks. As I hear it now over our air, hearing anything from anybody else about what has happened here?
Yes, let me give you what I know. First off, the president is going to be okay. He's been taken to a medical center to be checked out. It appears to be a grazed injury on his neck and ear. Their operating assumption is that shots were fired and he was hit by a bullet, but they do not have 100% certainty. There is an episode that occurred outside the area where he was speaking that they believe is related. The campaign has told me that they credit law enforcement for very quick work for ensuring President Trump's safety. And what does that mean? We'll find that out in a little bit. I think there'll be a news conference in the next hour or so. But right now, President Trump is fine. The operating assumption is that the projectile that hit him is likely to be a shot from a gun. There is an episode outside the area where he was speaking that they believe is related to what happened to President Trump. They're still sorting through that. But right now, the good news is the president is going to be okay. He's going to be checked out, but his life is not in jeopardy. The campaign says he's going to be fine.
Well, that, of course, is most certainly good news, John, to hear, at least that the president's going to be fine. Not that the operating assumption is gunfire. What I am confused about, and this is from someone myself who is trained with law enforcement, I know you were saying that this is standard procedure, their reaction to this. I'm not thrilled with the reaction to how this went down, John. I would want to see that area around President Trump secured much faster than it was. I would want to see people around that area, the people that were lying in the stands. You're now going to have, if this is a bullet, you have projectiles that need to be recovered. You need that area secured. You need people around there. You need their cell phones secured. And it seemed to me that they were just letting people go and leave. Where if you had, and these rumors that I was getting from people close to President Trump, and I call them rumors because they're not confirmed, that there are two separate locations involved in this. I'm not crazy about the response from law enforcement here, and only being that this should have been locked down and locked down tight very quickly. And there should have been a much greater show of force as far as law enforcement coming in there and figuring out exactly what is going on, because a gun could have been anywhere, in the crowd, someplace else. And if it's outside, they would need elevation. Where's the elevation around this? How are you going to get above the bleachers in order to shoot down into President Trump? If this idea that Brian had mentioned that there was talk of a sniper outside the perimeter, well, you need elevation for that. You're out in the middle of a field. Where are you going to get elevation for that? So these are all questions that need to be answered, which is why I'm still left here kind of in awe of the post response to this. I'm not in awe of President Trump's response. This is the guy that I know and love. He comes up with his fists in the air as if he just, made a three-pointer to win the NBA Finals. I mean, this guy's unbelievable the way he responds to what looks like an attempt on his life, John.
Let me just give you one thing, and I'm going to have to move the location I'm at. But what I'm told is that the police response was dictated by the fact that they knew very quickly what had happened, neutralized the situation. I don't know what that means yet, but that they knew what had happened quick enough that they could secure the area where they believed the danger was. Then once they assured there was no other danger, they began moving people out. But we'll sort through that in the days ahead. I think the most important headline right now is the president is going to be fine. Who's behind this? And it's going to be a major part of the next 12 hours. Who the shooter is, who they connected with. This is a very serious episode right now, and I think we're going to learn a lot more. We're still in that moment of fog of war, right? We don't know everything, and it's easy to make conjecture. But right now, the only things we're certain of, the president appears to have been shot. He appears to be okay. And there is no longer a threat at the scene, and the police have some strong idea of what happened. Now, what that means afterwards, we'll find out. But I'm going to try to get down to a studio soon and get some more reporting.
John Solomon with Just the News, No Noise, giving you just the news, just the facts, trying not to get ahead of things. Again, he said we could be hearing a press conference happen within the hour or so. He's going to get to the studio, but getting us information as quickly as he can from reliable sources. John, thank you so much. We look forward to catching up with you soon. In the meantime, we want to bring in Raheem Kassam. He is the face of National Pulse. You see him here all the time. Also part of the War Room Posse as well. Raheem, I wish we were seeing you under better circumstances, but like we said, I think the best news of the night that we can hear right now is what you just heard from John Solomon, and that is that President Trump is said to be okay. Out of what appears to be, we don't know, an attempted assassination attempt. What has been your reaction to the news that just happened tonight?
I like when they said
thank you for having me. And again, just to stress what you just said, I wish it were under better circumstances, but it is circumstances that have been, let's face it, somewhat predictable given the ratcheting up of the rhetoric from the far left. You've seen the coverage perhaps on other networks about this as the scene unfolded in Philadelphia, some quite disgusting coverage out there. And in addition to that, people are starting to figure out, actually in the last 24 hours, Joe Biden told donors that it's time to put, quote, a bullseye on Donald Trump. Reid Hoffman, one of the big financial backers to the Biden campaign, somebody who backed E. Jean Carroll's case, somebody who's involved with that far-left Midas Touch website, has said that he regretted not making an actual martyr of President Trump in the last 24 hours. And you've seen this ratcheting up, of course, over the last 10 years, really. But it's been coming to a head. The incitement from the political left is out there for everybody to see, and we can't shy away from it at this point. This is perhaps the most serious thing that has happened in this country.
Listen to this. So here's the people that caused this to happen. I just want you to see this really quick. Gavin Newsom, violence has no place in our democracy. My thoughts are with President Trump and everyone impacted at the rally today. Well, it's their fake news and their propaganda that was the reason why people hate him so much.
Right.
Chuck Schumer, I am horrified by what happened at the Trump rally in Pennsylvania and relieved that former President Trump is safe. Political violence has no place in our country. So all the Democrats got their talking points.
Yep.
Just like they got their talking points to have people hate this man and lie about this man. The Russia, that he's a spy, he's a Russian asset. So that people that thought they loved this country would go after him.
I'm mortified.
Breaking, multiple media outlets and officials are confirming that the shooter at Trump's rally in Butler County is dead. In the footage, a body believed to be that of the shooter was seen being carried out of the event. Oh my gosh, he was up in the stands.
Who was?
The shooter.
He was?
Maybe that was the guy leaned over on the... Let me turn this off for a minute. Look.
Unless that was the one.
Well, I'm just telling you what this is saying. It says that multiple media outlets are reporting that they carried the shooter out.
How did Secret Service not get that? How did he get into the stands in the first place?
That's what they're talking about. The security. Who says?
Because when I went to the Trump rally, the security was tight.
Breaking news. Butler Police Department confirms the arrest of Mark Violets, identified as the Trump shooter and a known Antifa extremist. Before the attack, he uploaded a video on YouTube claiming justice was coming. I'll bookmark that. That's not confirmed, but that's probably going to be the case. Here we go.
Yeah, as this gets further and further, they're going to have so many videos that are going to come out. There'll be different angles.
Yeah, per the Butler Police Department, the Trump shooter has been arrested at the scene and has been identified as Mark Violets, an Antifa member. Prior to the shooting, Mark Violets uploaded a video on YouTube claiming justice is coming. We're going to find out more on that, guys. Once we stop, we got 40 more minutes till we hit our location. We'll be able to look through and confirm a lot of this stuff.
But this all goes back to what the left has been doing for years. For years. Perpetrating violence against MAGA Republicans, against conservatives. Michael, Trump knew that this could happen. Matt will be like, I remember 2 years before Josh got assassinated. We were driving from home from the border. Okay, so this is another update. We don't know, again, we are just trying to give you what we can, but one of the district attorneys killed and the shooter is dead. So maybe one of the bullets did hit that guy. That's what I'm wondering. Man. Oh man, I got so much. Remember this day, guys. There's going to be a lot of groups that want to go out and try to celebrate that, and I hope they FAFO. I'm telling you, this could be, remember we said something big would happen. Yep. That would start civil unrest. Yep. Better get your suitcase packed. It's packed. I'm ready to go. Put me in, coach. I'll be in LA tonight. Is it going to start there? I have to make a couple quick pit stops. Yeah. Pick up some goodies from some friends. Right on. welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. We are just on our way back towards the LA area.
Oh my God. One of CNN's headlines. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Why do people do this?
That person should be freaking fired.
That whole network should be disassembled.
But yeah, if you're, I see I got a new person here. We just left San Diego. Well, not just left. We've been on the road for a while. And we've been down at the border documenting everything that's been going on at the border. We're on our way back to the LA area. We're making a stop here, kind of a special stop.
In Seal Beach?
Yep.
In case anyone wants to say hi, we'll be in Seal Beach. And I'll give you another hint. We're going to grab some Trump gear. I already switched, let's see. I already got this right here. I got another bucket hat that I haven't worn yet. I think I'm going to put the bucket hat on.
Put the bucket hat and I'll wear that one.
I didn't bring a whole lot of political stuff because when I'm at the border I just try to remain neutral. And
right. Because you want to be able to
look like a liberal when I need to. So that's why I'm wearing these yoga pants, Matt.
I know. I didn't know Lululemons could fit you that way.
You know what? I never knew why my daughter and Rachel constantly wanted to go to Lululemon, but after wearing these for like 45 minutes, I get it. I get it. It's even got the tuck option that you get at Target.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you pay extra for it, or did they give you that for free?
That was part of my LGBTQ plus IP discount card. Put this back on.
Sources are believing us to believe that there was a shooter that was taken down and killed, and that's why a lot of people were allowed to leave. But how something, whatever it was like this, was allowed to happen, it would appear that there would be some lapse of security in order for something like this to happen.
Absolutely. And to my ear, and I'm quite familiar with guns and firearms, Miranda, to my ear, I was hearing a 22. A small caliber rimfire rifle, but lethal. It's the same thing Ronald Reagan was shot with in March of 1980 at 22. Almost killed Ronald Reagan. And look, we've all looked at that tape numerous times from today of Donald Trump speaking.
Take a look at what happened.
He turns his head. There's the shooting. If he turns his head a different direction, the outcome could have been far worse. It could have been a fatal shot, even with a 22 at that distance, whatever it looks like.
God is great. God is good.
A lot to figure out here. I don't want to speculate too much. We're getting reports here on the internet and from other places that somebody in the crowd was killed as well. Yep. And you hear a tremendous amount of screaming moments after the president is shot, which to me sounds like it's coming from the right of the podium. As I look at the podium to the right, and that would make sense because to me it appears
Steve,
that the shooter would have been over the right shoulder. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just going to that point, I'm just hearing right now from my producer that John Solomon is now reporting again that the shooter is dead and that a bystander, going to your point, sadly was also killed. The identity has not been released so far that we know of, but we're going to continue to monitor that. And that may be why, Brian, I know when we were giving our live coverage of the rally and we saw that happen, there was a part of the area in the stands where people didn't, you could see someone laying down, you could see people kind of concerned, and you could see a little bit of blood, it would appear to be blood. I don't want to call that's what it is, but in that area. Again, we'll find out more information, more details. Grant, I know you wanted to say something. It looked like it. Go ahead.
I was listening to what Steve was saying, and so Steve, and I'm glad you brought this up because this would be the reason why I originally thought when I heard it on Twitter that it was fireworks. Then I told Miranda it sounds like small caliber gunfire. which then confirms your 22. Now we hear John Solomon say a shooter is killed. That confirms, remember, Miranda, we were just talking about from 3 of my sources close to President Trump that they believe the shooter was down and someone else was killed. People were thinking, is it a possible second shooter? Maybe a bystander in the crowd. We're now hearing that there's possibly a woman behind him. So all of this starts to add up and lend a lot of credibility to this was an attempt on President Trump's life, clearly, that it was gunfire that was involved in all of this. And to me, you know, Steve, again, not to keep going back to everything you've said, but the left is the one that has been violent in this country overwhelmingly.
Absolutely.
And I'm getting really sick and tired of them telling us we're the ones that are violent. They're the ones that are violent, Steve. Over and over again, we see this.
Actions, Grant, speak louder than words, don't they? Actions of the left, whether it's the violence in the streets of places like Minneapolis during the summer of 2020, or you fast forward to shootings in schools like we saw in Nashville, or this today, an attempt on the life of the former president of the United States, the leading candidate to be the next president of the United States. And again, Grant, you know this. He turns his head half an inch the other direction, and we're talking about something completely different at this hour. A 22 might seem like a small caliber to a lot of people. It is a lethal weapon. It could have killed Donald Trump today. That's how close he came. I'm telling you, from what I saw, we've all seen the video a number of times, an inch would have changed American history forever today.
That's exactly right. Not even an inch.
Raheem,
anybody that thinks that 22 is not going to kill you, you know, doesn't know anything about firearms. That'll kill you. I see Brian is on the move out there. I'd love to know what he's headed towards and if he's got any other information for us. Brian, you hear us? What do you got out there?
Yeah, Grant, I just here in the ground as you know, the emotion remains high. I'll bring this gentleman in now. Earlier, I need you, if you could put this earbud in your right ear. That'd be cool. Okay, can you hear us? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So real quickly, you were standing behind the podium. Walk me through this.
Yeah, it was right behind the podium. I could hear and then I seen Trump go like this. People started to scream. And then I thought we were going to pop up. And then that's when the Secret Service like that came down. Everybody went down on the ground, but there's only so much they could do. Trying to see what was going on.
They need to give this guy some better equipment.
Okay, so the reports that we're getting that there's a possible one fatality. Did you?
Okay,
I know that the hydraulic on speaker.
Okay, Brian, I don't know if you can hear us, but your signal's cutting in and out a little bit. We're gonna let you continue your conversation with him, and you can maybe perhaps reiterate what he said if we're not able to reestablish it with both of you. But Raheem, I want to bring you back in the conversation and just kind of get your reaction again. You know, Grant summed it up very well. This is what we do know now. We didn't know if it was a gunshot or not a gunshot. Now we do. We do know it's confirmed that, you know, the shooter's dead and that a bystander is also dead. We don't have the identities of anyone. We don't quite know the extent of President Trump's injury. We just know that it was a graze injury. What's your reaction to those late-breaking developments?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, to stress to the audience here, I mean, you know, reporting on something like this in real time is an extremely difficult task. And you also have to be, you know, very grateful. Obviously, questions will be asked about the security setup. You have to be very grateful to Secret Service, be very grateful to law enforcement, and of course, the doctors dealing with this. And you have to stress as well, at a time like this, a lot of tensions will be running high. A lot of blood will be boiling at this point. And it is not in the best interests of President Trump, not in the best interests of the MAGA movement, not in the best interests of the United States of America and the civilized world for anybody to go out there and try and seek, you know, retributive action at this point. That is not something that people should be, you know, willing to go down. I know passions are high, and people have to just realize and allow President Trump to lead the way on this. We've seen that statement from his campaign that he is fine, that he is, recovering and being treated right now. Hopefully we'll hear from him and his team again further on. I will add to that and say, the scenes that we saw as that happened, somebody like President Trump will have been trained and trained and trained again by Secret Service to react in a moment like that. They'll walk him through scenarios. They'll walk him through, hey, listen, if you have a feeling, if you have a tinge, if you feel something, cover your head, seek shelter. As soon as the Secret Service get there, they covered him, obviously, immediately, as quickly as they can. But, to add to this, we've all been at those rallies. And for the audience members who haven't been at those rallies, you have to understand these are large-scale things. These are massive-scale things. The sheer weight of responsibility that is put on the Secret Service, on law enforcement, on locals and on organizers, to avoid something like this. And the nefarious elements, be they left-wing or mentalist or a bit of both, there is always the chance. And I remember the day before Steve Bannon was actually reporting into jail that he said himself that there could be something like this on the horizon. We've seen the rhetoric ramping up. We've seen the reaction from the media today. And I think, it's incumbent upon all of us to allow President Trump and his team to take the lead in what the right response is to this.
The media and right after this happened, I'm pointing the finger and I see you nodding your head and like, yeah, I get it. I understand it. Your reaction to that, though?
Yeah, I mean, I would never claim to know any experience close to what President Trump has been through. But many of us, in political activist roles in our lives. I remember when I was working for Nigel Farage on an election campaign when a ladder was swung into my face by a Greenpeace activist and actually struck me in the face. You saw just a couple of months ago, Robert Fico, the Slovak Prime Minister, Farage attacked in the street multiple times. You never see it the other way around. We shouldn't see it the other way around, quite frankly. And I cannot stress to you how much time and time again, how many times I have personally called journalists and said, you are putting me in danger by claiming false things about me.
That's what they do.
See all of this sort of thing, and what we're seeing today at the highest possible level, at the top level, in not just in the former president of the United States being shot at. With I am happy to wear this, as my own views on this. In an assassination attempt, of course, of Raheem Kassam, this attempt will be, a lot of people will feel, and I think most people, even people who do not sympathize with former President Trump, will feel that the media is complicit.
Both of you to weigh in on this because, Grant, you worked in local media, and so did you, Steve, and our view is very different. I mean, we're critical of the media because we worked in it. We've seen it change over the years, and they have painted this very false narrative. Grant, let's start with you. I'll get it right. Go ahead. Let's start with you. Just how much the mainstream media has changed and going to Raheem's point there. Okay, I'm not hearing Grant right now. So Grant, I thought maybe it was me.
I'm sorry. That was my fault. That was my
fault.
That was my fault. Operator error on my end. I spent 20 years in mainstream media, mostly with the NBC-owned and operated stations group, and I left 10 years ago because I was so disgusted with the direction it was going. Now, I want to say a couple things. For the people at the rally to attack the people on the media risers, I promise you the large majority of them are all liberals, except for, of course, Brian and our crew, and if OAN's out there or Newsmax is out there. They're not. But for the majority, most of them are all liberals. But they are still instrumental in getting us information. I want as many people having cameras on that event as possible. You'll hear people yell, turn your cameras off. Well, you're at the event. You don't want the cameras turned off.
No.
We need as much information as possible, whether it comes from liberals or not. I really don't care. I just need to get information. And so the media, even though we know how biased they are, and we know how they stoke the flames of division, and we know how they stoke the flames of violence in many cases as well, but at that moment, we need their cameras rolling. And so I would urge people not to attack the media there. You don't want to get violent or hostile against them. Don't stoop to their level. Ultimately, they ought to be educated, and I think some of them may just be waking up as we see what's going on, as they're starting to finally question Joe Biden on things. Steve?
Yeah, I mean, when you're saying that, and I think I just want to reiterate that point, when we're saying they're being complicit, that doesn't mean you turn around and act violent on them. And some of them may just not know. They may be ignorant. Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
I want to share something. I just saw footage from the event. A bystander clearly deceased. We talked about this. I just saw the footage that was just shared with me by both my producers, carrying the man out. Looks like he was hit in the head, which underscores the fact that this is not fireworks. This was not firecrackers. This is not a joke. And that's what they attempted to do to Donald Trump today. It was an assassination attempt. News media can do as they say and attempt on the former president of the United States. It happened at a rally in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Those are the facts. I've heard the video or the audio tapes of the Secret Service saying shoot her down. I've now seen the video of a victim who went to support his candidate for president of the United States, gunned down. I looked to find out the information. So here's what I believe we may know, and again, it's preliminary. We'll wait for all the facts to come out. Shooters down, at least one bystander killed as a result of him attending a rally to see his out in country. Those are the things we believe in. If that makes me a radical, then mark me down as a radical. But what we've seen here today will change the course of history to some extent. Again, to my ear, as Grant and I talked about here a moment ago, to my ear, most likely at 22, but enough to kill. And that was the intent of some person today with Donald Trump. And I'm glad to hear that he has survived this assassination attempt, but I'm also be going to his grave and not home tonight because he attended a political rally in America. And there's something wrong with that. And the media should take account of what they say. Just yesterday, these media outlets saying, Joe Biden. And now you need to clean up your act, and that's what I would say. Clean up your act.
Yeah, it's a target on him and anyone who supports him. Watching him said it, that he turned himself into prison.
He's not beatable politically because of this movement. However, they talk about Trump as Caesar and Trump we're dictators, although we do everything with little d democracy, like the precinct strategy and the Moms for Liberty taking the school boards over and changing the schools, right? Everything's little d democracy. They sit there and want to control from the top down. And I'm telling you right now, if they don't get a replacement and they got to run Biden, you cannot take off the table a potential assassination of President Trump.
There, you just heard it. What has happened? We had that disastrous debate, the 27th, the one which we don't know if it was deliberate or not, but that was without a doubt the worst debate performance ever from anybody. I don't even think you have to be a presidential candidate. He made more mistakes just prior to that at NATO, the 75th anniversary, mixing up Putin with Zelensky, and then he does this big boy presser where he stays up, a little bit past his bedtime, and mistakes Trump, for his vice president instead of Kamala. And there you just heard our own Steve Bannon. That was right before he had to turn himself in to prison for contempt of Congress. for not wanting to testify in that sham of a January 6th committee. But why was he really there? Because he supports President Trump. And he said it right there. They're going to try to assassinate President Trump. And that is what we saw happen tonight, sadly. But Grant, we saw that fist. We saw that fist up, didn't we?
Yeah, we sure did. I mean, there it is. That's the picture of a man who will be the next president of the United States. And
all right, guys, hey, check this out. I'm going to end the live now. We're about 15 minutes from our next location. We might go live, we might not. It depends. We have some time here, so maybe we'll do some street interviews.
Maybe.
And ask people what they think about what happened today. Again, stay tuned. Thank you for being with us. If you want to help out, givesendgo.com/Oreo2024 and Venmo at Oreo Josh. Pray for Trump, folks.
All right, guys, I'm going to get off on this. We're getting close to our next